Former Minister for Social Development, Housing and Community Development, Delma Thomas, says she has a responsibility to champion the cause of the people. Mrs. Thomas put forward her agreement and in some instances her apprehension about some of the plans put forward by Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Honorable Dickon Mitchell, in the 2023 budget presentation. She referenced the PM's pronouncement of cashless transfer of the seed payment, noting that it was started under the previous government. Mrs. Thomas encourages government to consider flexibility for persons not so tech-savvy.
About cashless transfer, I knew we started that groundwork with WePay. I knew that last year it was piloted using the school uniform program. And I say, let us look at that, but we still have to be flexible. Because when you're dealing with especially elderly people, they have this skepticism where they are frightened to go to the bank or even have this card. And many of them cannot use the internet or so. So we have to look at ways and means, Mr. Speaker, any way or anything that we can do and anything the government and the ministry can do to ensure that we take the vulnerable off the street, Mr. Speaker. I am happy that we are looking at alternative means. What I would urge, though, is let us not just look at cashless transfer, but be flexible and look at other ways and other means to deal with that issue to protect our vulnerable, Mr.
She says despite being in a political environment, whatever is done should be with one common intent, the betterment of the people. Mrs. Thomas implores government to be on the lookout and put measures in place to guard against persons attempting to use the system under pretenses.
You know, sometimes it will be hypocritical of me to say that we have instances in our time, and maybe even before, that nobody, no family didn't appear at the revenue office or appear at the distribution site, knowing that their family members already passed to collect money, Mr. Speaker. It was a glitch in the system. I know that the procedure really is that the deaths and death are supposed to send over the information of people who died. But there's sometimes, Mr. Speaker, and it's going to happen all the time, whether it's this government, another government, because we are dealing with different people. We are dealing with some people, Mr. Speaker, they are good and they are bad. So there are people who will try to use the system to get what they want, whether it's housing, whether it's the seed program, whether it's the uniform assistance program. There will be people who are trying to circumvent the system.
Christina John, GBN News.